So at the points where the limit doesn't exist, we can evaluate the one-sided limits, which means we want to figure out the limit of the functions when x goes to a certain point from the left or from the right. So the notation for the one-sided limits is almost exactly the same as the notation for two-sided limits, except if you have the limit of f of x when x go to 0 negative, which means you're asking to find the limit of f of x when x go to 0 from the left. So 0 to the negative, which means the limit from x go to 0 from the left side. Okay, versus if you have the limit of f of x when x is 0 positive, which means you're asked to find the limit of the functions when x go to 0 from the right side. Of 0. All right, so from the left side of 0, which means you want to observe the functions when x go to 0 from the left side. And the limit from the left side of x of 0 is going to be the value, the y value of this purple circle, which is about 1.3. All right, and then if you look at the limit of the function when x go to 0 from the right side, then the function approaches to this point as x goes to 0 from the right side. And this is about 3.1. So the limit, the right side limit of the function at 0 is 3.1. Well, what about when x equals to 0, right? What is the limit of f of x at x go to 0 from the right? This is the right, right? This is the right-sided limit. So from the right, we observe the value of the functions, and we know that because it's the vertical asymptote when x equals to 4. That means the functions will go down to negative infinity. And you will have, when x goes to 4 from the right, the limit, the function goes to infinity, which means the limit is negative infinity. And if you look at the limit of f of x when x go to 4 from the left, the functions keeps going up to positive infinity, meaning the limit from the left side of 4 is positive infinity. And these two limits here, since the limits values are non-finite, that means we have infinite limits. And you can notice that infinite limits occurs at vertical asymptotes, right? Because if you have vertical asymptotes, then your function will blow up to either positive infinity or negative infinity. That is where you have infinite limits.